Around a year ago, Emporius came out and I quit the game thinking it fell off. My main issue was the length of the story. Who thinks this length is okay? 10 hours? You must be insane. So I uninstalled the game and didn't look back. Then fast forward around a year later to the release of Silverwolf level 999, and I just had to come back. Like, come on, I love Silverwolf, how can I not come back? After all, I'm just pulling for a character, it's not like I'll do anything else, right? Of course, after I get her, I look into what else the game has going on, and I see that the story is so comically long. Who would put themselves through all that yap? I would then proceed to spend the next week catching up to the story. Now to get to this point, we must first understand, why did I do this? I hate the story, remember? I got all pissy about the length of Emporius. Keep in mind, I love playing long JRPGs that can stretch to 80 or more hours. When I first arrived in the planet, it was boredom, maybe sheer curiosity, but when I first saw the cutscene when I arrived on the planet and how fun the gameplay was, I stuck around, and I sat my ass down and gave the story a chance, and it instantly hooked me. Granted, I should give some credit to Sparkle because she's another fun character who kept me motivated to finish the first stretch of the story. As I progressed through the story, catching up to everything, I realized that the longer length is actually quite nice. Sure, the characters did like to yap a lot on occasions for no reason, and most of the times it was made up by how entertaining the story was, with entertaining moments between characters and captivating dialogue relating to the story, to the point when I finally caught up, I said, "That's all?" I wanted more, which is something I didn't expect, but it gave me the chance to give Emporius another shot, and I'm still going through it as I'm making this video. Hey guys, so this is me while I'm editing the video. I did complete the first chapter of the story while I was working on the video. I would have to say it is fairly decent, the story for the first part of the story for Emporius. I would have to say that the whole last chunk with Herta, it did drag on for quite a while. I feel like they could have just cut out most of it. But either way, it was still pretty entertaining. And I have been informed that there's gonna be more of that, so I will not be looking forward to that, but you know what? Thank God that we do have the skip button. So yeah, back to the video. But it's great so far. The longer length is something that I was being a total hypocrite about too. I said, it's too long, the characters yap too much, and it's all boring filler. I don't want to do all that. Now let me list games I like and how long they took. The entire Xenoblade series, with the DLCs being from as short as 6 hours up to 20 hours, and the main game taking 50 to 90 hours depending on what game you're playing. Persona series, that can take 70 to 100 hours. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword being an exposition heavy Zelda, that takes 38 to 50 hours. And keep in mind, I have played that game for quite a long time. I think I've done like 300 hours on the Wii version alone. Clair Obscur takes 20 to 25 hours, that's like 2 patches of story. You might be saying, okay, but those are not gacha games, what's the point? And I also have gacha games where I enjoyed the story. Wuthering Waves at quests that, while not as long, still took a significant amount of time, and I glazed the hell out of them. Nardcrime Genshin, it's also very long, and I enjoyed it. Penacony, in the same game, very yappy, and I still glaze it. I think it's peak. So yes, I was being an idiot about the story. I just didn't give it a proper shot. I listened to what people who hate the game had to say instead of forming my own opinion like I should have done in the first place. Now the story quests are longer. Now, yes, but did I hate it? Obviously not. I enjoyed the longer runtime. Not only because it allowed for more in-depth stories, but it also allows the writer to flesh out characters and the setting more. Sure, they tend to yap a lot, but to the point that I get bored, and that's obviously the devs padding out their runtime for no reason. But even with all that boring dialogue, I find that they still manage to tell a great story. It's not the best I've experienced, far from it, but it does its job, and it's entertaining, and that's all that matters. Now, let's address the elephant in the room here. The power creep. I'm gonna be honest, I think it still sucks. Now, it is nice that they're starting to buff older characters, but I'm still quite upset that my main, Acheron, fell off as hard as she did. I spent way too much time building her, just trying to perfect her build, and now she hits like a wet noodle. Granted, this is also made worse by the HP inflation that she started and that power creep. Sometimes, it makes me not want to pull in DPS because I know they're gonna get replaced soon. Now, am I stupid for thinking that it would never happen? Absolutely! It's a gacha game. There's gonna be power creep. And I also pulled Castoris along with Silverwolf. I mispronounced that. And I know that she doesn't have much time left, because soon, another Plan Arcadia DPS will just come and replace her. Is it upsetting? Hell yeah! but that hasn't stopped me from brute forcing content with my older units, like I previously mentioned Ekron. I'm too damn proud of her. Hell, I still use Bronya in the Big 26. Screw you, I hate Sunday too much to use him. I won't be too upset with the whole Ekron power creep thing. Though, you know, it's a nice patch we're gonna get a new Blade unit. And that excites me because I hear he'll do wonders for Fei Xiao and Acheron. Though, nothing could also happen, as is the case with many other things, like when Cypher dropped. The game has always been seen as more generous than other Hoyo games, but this has become quite necessary in this area of the game when you need those spools with all the new 5-stars that come out. I think we average around like 2 every patch. And, you know, it also seems that the devs have forgotten about 4-stars. But even with all that, farming pools is still easier and more fun than other games in my opinion. Mainly because the side content is not that bad and the exploration is fun, minus some events being boring. Everything minus the endgame, which I just stopped touching in gachas a long time ago. Sure, I'll do most of it, but I decided to stop worrying about clearing it all. After all, it's just better I enjoy the game instead of just worrying about, oh, who's the next meta unit I should pull. So to conclude this whole video, I feel like I was way too harsh on Sorrow. It didn't become garbage, it's still a great experience. And has it become gritty? Sure, I won't deny that, but it's not as bad as other live service games. I was saying, it would be, you can still get by fine. As for the gameplay, sure. It's still bare bones turn-based gameplay that I know and sometimes I get bored of. It has its flaws, every game does. And I'm still upset about how the devs have been treating this game. But I was being way too harsh in the game, acting like it was Genshin. It's way worse than it actually was. No, and I'm enjoying myself again, and I think I'll keep catching up with all the content that I've missed out on. Hey guys, it's me again, still alive here. You know, I meant to put up more videos recently, but a few weeks ago I did get sick and I had to let my throat recover because I was just coughing like crazy. And then, you know, there's also the fact I just haven't come up with video ideas, and I also got distracted playing other games like Helldivers with my friends. But I should have more time now to make videos, and hopefully I can come up with some video ideas and be more consistent. I did order a copy of Fire Emblem Three Houses. That's gonna come in like, what, 2 weeks or something? You know, and someone who isn't a really big Fire Emblem fan, I might do that next, just see what happens there with my experience. But with that said, have a good day. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff, blah blah blah. You watch YouTube, you should know. And with that, yeah, see ya.